yeah, I'd love to talk about that. And actually, it's so sad because I actually started producing a show a couple years ago called RAAAGE. That was like specifically like exploring that more. And then I ended up getting this show it was just like a contract and it was just too much, but it's still something I'm so interested in exploring specifically because it's just something that anger and rage, they come from a place, I think, of pain. You know, and there is a lot of raging that Rubyyy does that directly reflects my displeasure or my disbelief at some of the states of the world. And there's something about Rubyyy Jones where they feel, and I feel free as Rubyyy Jones to be fully unfettered in rage. And don't get me wrong, that's very measured in a way. Sometimes it hasn't been, sometimes it's gone very wrong. But now it's very measured in that I understand it, and we can come back to where it went wrong.
Yeah, let's.
I understand the balance of it, how I can have an audience absolutely love me, but be so scared of what I might do as well. And they're not scared of what I'll do to them. They're scared of what I'll do.
Yeah.
Which in that way they feel safe. It's not like it's gonna be at them or for them even. It's something that they will witness. And I feel like a big part of that comes, again, from the world making me feel as an AFAB person, like constantly just so frustrated and aggravated and tired and angry. Feel so angry, but then also points coming from my own experiences in life where I feel like when it's safely done, it's fine for me to let some things be channeled and exercised and explored during performance, and rage is something I need to express. You know, again, as being someone who was, you know, raised and told so much all the time how too sensitive I was, how sensitive, dramatic, all these things, to understand as an adult that I'm neurodivergent and I have other things that contribute to that, make it feel so much even more important for me to be allowed to express. And there's something as well about something that you perceive to be one thing doing another thing. And when I first started playing with the Rage as Rubyyy, I was much more femme and like traditionally feminine. And I liked being able to really shock people by going from 1 to 100 as far as being cheeky and cute and then telling to shut the fuck up or whatever it might be. And even though I still think I maintain that, because I do think Rubyyy Jones is very beautiful. I know she's kind of scary looking and clowny looking, but I do paint her and choose things for her to actually be like really glamorous and really beautiful in a lot of ways. So even though I'm not maybe as conventionally glamorous or beautiful, I still think that contrast is there. But it also feels like the more I'm dressed up, the further I can go in that rage. And a big part of that too is I really feel like one of the things that we as humans are really suffering from is the inability or the numbness to feeling.
Right.
We're all in one way or another trying to do things to avoid feeling things. And I think that's why COVID has been so interesting for people, because people literally could not avoid it anymore. You know, like with Black Lives Matter, like we've all been raging at various levels for years, but then guess what? When George Floyd was murdered, we all had to sit with the fucking feelings of that and feel our feelings, because we weren't rushing around thinking about what we were going to get at prep.
There was nothing.
There was nothing
nowhere
else
else for us to go.
That's exactly right. And that's what I also try to, you know, harness that possibility when people are in a performance space and they're open to feeling stuff. I'm like, hey, how about anything then? How about anything? If you feel shocked, if you feel disgusted, if you feel whatever, like I'm kind of game for it as long as I feel like it's a consensual process.
Right.
And the rage is something I think that people really, really struggle with feeling and really, really struggle with expressing, even if they do feel it. And so there's a kind of permission that comes through with someone's doing it and doing it kind of shamelessly, and then doing it shamelessly while wearing a wig on stage, like at the RVT on a Tuesday night. Like it's a totally different thing, and it makes you think about that in a different way, I think, or at least that's my intention.